Welcome to Creepy, the best horror storyteller on YouTube.
Part 1. The Haunting Reflection.
In the quiet town of Ravenswood, nestled among the dense woods, stood an old Victorian mansion known as Blackthorn Manor. Its towering walls held a history shrouded in mystery, whispered about among the townsfolk for generations. The mansion had been vacant for years until the Harrington family moved in. Thomas Harrington, a reserved historian, relocated his family to Ravenswood seeking solitude to complete his research on occult artifacts. His wife, Evelyn, an artist captivated by the Victorian architecture, found solace in the mansion's gloomy ambience. Their daughter, Amelia, a curious and imaginative 10-year-old, embraced the idea of living in a house that appeared to belong to another era. As the Harringtons settled in, Amelia was intrigued by the peculiarities of Blackthorn Manor. She spent hours exploring its labyrinthine corridors and secret rooms, but one discovery seized her attention the most: a grand ornate mirror in the attic. The mirror, adorned with intricate carvings, seemed out of place amidst the dust-covered artifacts. Amelia felt an inexplicable pull toward it. Each time she glanced into the mirror, she sensed a presence, an ethereal figure standing behind her reflection. However, when she turned around, nothing was there. One rainy afternoon, while Evelyn painted in her studio and Thomas delved into his research, Amelia found herself drawn once again to the attic. The rain drummed against the windows as she approached the mirror, her reflection mimicking her movements. Curiosity enveloped her as she placed a tentative hand on the icy surface. Suddenly, a chilling draft swept through the attic, extinguishing the flickering candlelight. Amelia's heart raced as she gasped, startled by a faint whisper echoing from within the mirror. "Help me," the voice pleaded, barely audible above the storm's fury. Shivers ran down Amelia's spine, and she stumbled backward, unable to tear her gaze away from the mirror. The reflection of a girl, about her age, appeared in the glass. Her eyes held an otherworldly desperation, pleading for release from an unknown torment. "Who are you?" Amelia whispered, her voice quivering with fear. The girl in the mirror mouthed words, but no sound escaped her spectral lips. Panic seized Amelia, and she stumbled out of the attic, leaving the eerie mirror behind. That night, as the family gathered for dinner, Amelia tried to push the haunting image from her mind. However, an unsettling feeling lingered, like a shadow lurking in the corners of her consciousness. As Amelia lay in bed, the storm continued to rage outside. She tossed and turned, unable to shake the memory of the girl in the mirror. Just as she began to drift into a fitful sleep, a faint tapping sound echoed through the room. Tap, tap, tap. Amelia's eyes snapped open. The tapping persisted, growing louder and more insistent. Trembling, she followed the sound, leading her back to the attic. The tapping seemed to originate from the mirror. Against her better judgment, Amelia approached the mirror cautiously. Her breath hitched as she noticed something peculiar. The girl in the reflection was no longer mimicking her movements, but gesturing urgently, beckoning her closer. Compelled by an inexplicable force, Amelia reached out to touch the mirror. The moment her fingertips grazed the glass, an otherworldly force surged through her, pulling her into the mirror's depths. Darkness enveloped Amelia as she tumbled through a vortex of swirling shadows, her screams drowned by the howling winds. And just like that, she vanished from Blackthorn Manor, leaving behind an empty room and a mirror that now held an ominous glow.
Part 2. The Enigmatic Realm.
Amelia's senses reeled as she plummeted into a void, swallowed by the gaping maw of the mirror. A cacophony of whispers and distant wails filled the air, echoing in the vast, enigmatic realm she found herself in. Her surroundings were a twisted amalgamation of reality and nightmare. Shadowy figures lurked in the periphery, their eyes gleaming with malevolent intent. Amelia's heart raced as she struggled to orient herself in this disorienting abyss. Amidst the darkness, a faint glimmer caught her attention, a distant light pulsating like a beacon. Clutching onto hope, she trudged forward, the eerie whispers growing louder with every step. The landscape shifted around her, morphing into an ever-changing maze of corridors adorned with mirrors that reflected distorted versions of herself. Each reflection seemed to harbor a fragment of the spectral girl's anguish, their silent pleas haunting Amelia's every move. Driven by an inexplicable determination, Amelia pressed on, drawn closer to the elusive light. The air grew colder, thick with an oppressive weight that clawed at her sanity. Finally, she reached the source of the pulsating light, an ornate pedestal adorned with an ancient-looking tome. The book emitted an ominous glow, its pages adorned with cryptic symbols and fading illustrations. As Amelia tentatively reached for the book, a voice resonated through the chamber, chilling her to the core. You are trapped in the realm of reflections where echoes of souls linger. To escape, you must break the cycle of imprisonment, the voice intoned, echoing from unseen depths. With trembling hands, Amelia flipped through the arcane pages, seeking a way out. The cryptic text revealed the tragic tale of Isabel, a young girl from centuries past, ensnared within the mirror's grasp by an ancient curse. Isabel's plea for liberation echoed throughout the pages, her anguish etched in every word. Driven by empathy and desperation, Amelia vowed to free Isabel from her spectral prison. The book revealed a ritual, a complex series of incantations and offerings required to break the curse. Time seemed distorted in this enigmatic realm, and as Amelia delved deeper into the ritual, the mirrors surrounding her shattered one by one, releasing anguished cries that reverberated through the chamber. The final step of the ritual demanded a sacrifice, the breaking of the very mirror that held Isabel captive. With a heavy heart, Amelia gathered her resolve, understanding the consequences of her actions. As she chanted the incantation, the chamber trembled, the air crackling with otherworldly energy. The mirrors trembled violently, emanating a blinding light that engulfed the chamber in a blizzard of shards. In an explosive burst, the mirror containing Isabel fractured, unleashing a tempestuous whirlwind that consumed Amelia. She felt herself hurtling through a vortex once more, a symphony of screams and whispers assaulting her senses. Reality blinked back into focus. Amelia found herself sprawled on the attic floor of Blackthorn Manor, gasping for breath. The storm outside had subsided, leaving an eerie silence in its wake. Disoriented and shaken, Amelia glanced around, half expecting to see remnants of the spectral realm. But the mirrors were intact, reflecting nothing but her own bewildered visage. She staggered downstairs, her mind reeling from the harrowing ordeal. As she entered the dining room, she found her parents, their worried expressions instantly turning to relief at the sight of her. "What happened, darling?" Evelyn asked, concern etched on her face. Amelia struggled to find the right words, her voice quivering. I found a girl trapped in the mirror. I think I helped her escape." Thomas exchanged a puzzled glance with his wife, but before they could respond, a sudden chill permeated the room. A whisper, faint yet unmistakable, lingered in the air. "Thank you." The family exchanged bewildered looks as the atmosphere in the room shifted, a lingering sense of unease settling upon them. As night fell, Amelia retired to her room, haunted by the events of the day. She glanced at her reflection in the mirror, half expecting to see Isabel staring back at her. But the mirror reflected only her tired, bewildered face. Just as she turned away, a faint movement caught her eye, a subtle shift in the reflection, as if the surface of the mirror rippled momentarily. Amelia's blood ran cold as she realized the realm of reflections might not have released its grip entirely. The chilling realization dawned upon her, perhaps the connection between their worlds hadn't been severed completely. And as she lay in bed, the haunting whispers lingered, hinting at a truth far more unsettling than she could have ever imagined.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more similar horror stories.